Hi everyone, on Saturday, July the 5th, a cracking ITV7 on Saturday, the best of the action from Haydock and Sandown on Eclipse Day. Very quick ground expected. That has affected the field sizes. I think both tracks will be slightly disappointed for the prize money on offer, how the declarations have cut up, certainly for some of the group races. We start off with our daily nap, sponsored by Priced Up Bet. This goes in the 225 at Sandown, a 1 mile handicap, one of the biggest fields of the day, and I think Classic Encounter is worth sticking with here from the excellent George Bowie yard. Now, George has got his team in blistering form. They did have a quiet month, but they're back flying again. He's had 6 winners in the last fortnight, 17% strike rate, and his progressive handicap really impressed me when overcoming trouble in running to land hefty market confidence at York last month. Very few horses overcome that sort of bother in running at York. There's no margin for error usually on quick ground, but he did so really well, and I think a stiff mile will see him in a much better light in what's sure to be a strongly run race. Billy Loughnane has been booked for the yard. I think he'll be able to weave his way through late and pick these off. He has, of course, gone up £4 for winning at York, which makes life harder, a career high mark, but he bounces off fast ground, and I think the Sandown Hill will really suit him. Our value angle selection, sponsored by Priced Up Bet, goes in the 3 o'clock. A fillies listed contest over a mile. I think Bermuda Longtail is the one to side with here for Andrew Balding. Now, talking of informed yards, no one better than Andrew at the minute. 16 winners in the last fortnight, a strike rate of over 20%, and this filly, well, she'd run really well in defeat on a couple of occasions this season already in strong company, and your reason you're getting a decent price this afternoon is quite simply she didn't handle Epsom last time out. She's quite a free-going sort, and that Camber, well, she was dropped out and she never really got into things, eventually fading to be well held, but I think she can bounce back here at Sandown. A strongly run race, hopefully, and Oisin Murphy riding better than anyone at the minute can hopefully pick them off late if she settles in the early stages. The remaining 5 races on ITV on Saturday, we'll spin through them in time order, starting with the 150 at Sandown, a 5 furlong Group 3. Well, I'm going with a flyer here with Change Sings from the Eve Johnson Houghton yard. Now, basically, Change Sings is a hard-knocking, reliable sprint handicap who's been running really well in defeat for most of the summer in fair handicap company, and I thought last time out at Windsor he shaped as though a stiff 5 furlongs would really suit him. There was running left in him at the line. Now, he's got loads to find on ratings, that's why he's 33 to 1 and bigger with Priced Up Bet, but I don't think these group sprinters have got anything like the amount in hand that the figures suggest, and this is just the sort of race it could fall in Change Sings' lap. Very interesting that Colin Keane's been booked for the first time. That's a big plus, and I think he could go really well, perhaps play each way and look for the extra places. Over to Haydock for the 205, a 1 mile 6 furlong handicap. But I like Ames here from the James Owen yard. James, another trainer, flying, firing in the winners flattened jumps, and this 3-year-old made a really taking, for me, handicap debut at Ascot. We were on at a massive price. Turning for home, I thought he had plenty of them in trouble. He went off really hard under SDS, briefly quickening clear on the home bend, but he then weakened just after 2 furlongs out. This is a much easier race. That handicap at Ascot, by the way, won by Merchant, who was backed off the boards for Haggis. I think Merchant's going to be a Group 3, Group 2 performer going forwards. He's very promising. The runner-up since run a blinder in Ireland in group company, by the way, so the early signals are that handicap at Ascot was very strong form. Ames now has Jason Hart replacing SDS, front running at Haydock perhaps against that far rail on fast ground. Always a good plan of attack, and Ames should go well at what should be a double figure price. Over to Haydock again for the 240, the 1 mile 4 furlong Group 2 Lancashire Oaks. Well, a very disappointing small field here, a gilt-edged opportunity for Estrange to land the odds. My only slight negative would be I think David O'Mara might have gone a bit quiet. He's only had 2 winners from something like his last 40 runners, but in fairness he's been introducing a lot of maidens and novices, so probably just they're still ticking over fine. And Estrange is very much the stable star, absolutely bolting up over this course and distance in May. Now, that was in a Group 3, this is a Group 2, but it's a notional rising class. I think murdered them for pace under Tudhope. Back to Haydock for the 315, a really competitive 1 mile 4 furlong handicap. I think Stress Free's overpriced here. You're getting a big price because of a rare below par effort when well held at Ascot last time out, but that that was in a hot race. These are calmer waters. A repeat of his 2 previous place efforts would be enough to go close here under Danny Tudhope. And finally, the day's feature, the 3:35 at Sandown, the Group 1 Coral Eclipse over 1 mile 2. Well, at Decks it looked like a vintage renewal, and now it definitely doesn't, and I think it's tailor-made for Ombudsman. I think he's very hard to oppose. I think he's the only one of the principals in the betting who wants fast ground, basically. He really impressed me when winning the Prince of Wales at Ascot last month, travelling strongly under a confident ride despite having his run repeatedly messed about. He picked off Amat late, who's unfortunately a non-runner. That one wanted the rain to arrive. I think the stiff nature of this trip at Sandown will definitely suit him. The only thing I will say, it's a small field. They can all congregate over onto that far rail. There can be messy races at Sandown, but I think Buick will be aware of that. He'll pull him out and quicken away late to land the odds. Best of luck with all 7 ITV races on Saturday, everyone. Please do like, comment, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and check out our sponsor Priced Up Bet, particularly on these busy Saturdays.